And Ice is back.
Oops, computer froze, had to toggle the power.
And
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 this is 24 hours later.
and Andrew has escaped.
I've escaped from the monotony of normal life, and I am here.
No, you escaped from the Undine. But how do
Oh,
we
gee.
know you're not one?
I'm not a fucking Undine for like the 13th goddamn time.
You're an Undine!
Okay, so because Andrew wasn't here for the first half of this, we're gonna lightning round through the stuff that we covered, and he's gonna give us 2 cents. And then we were going to continue on to the trait revamp,
Ugh.
which he which he will have quite a bit to say about probably.
I had to talk him down this time.
This is the funny thing about it. Now that it's in play, and I've actually been using it, even though it still kind of irks the shit out of me, I don't find it that bad. I
We'll
really
get
like
into
I like the hot swappable traits, but again, we'll wait for that.
Yeah, we'll wait for that. And the new rep system, which I'm almost at tier 3. Where are you at?
I'm like, if I actually wanted, I haven't logged on in 4 days, but
Uh,
or I've logged on to do my rep, but I'm out of marks, so I haven't done it yet. But I'm like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days from tier 5. I can't tier 3, not tier
Oh.
5.
I've been keeping at it fairly consistently, so I'm probably going to be tier 3 tomorrow.
See again, I haven't wanted to log on. I haven't
Yeah.
really found anything that interesting
So,
to do.
This is a very quick rep system, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
And beyond, we'll talk about expansion 2 and the stuff we know about it, the stuff we don't know about it, the stuff that
The
more
stuff
than
that's
likely.
The stuff we
Sure.
hope is in it, but more than likely won't be in it.
The stuff I
Because-
theorize might be in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, Jesus.
we recapped Season 8. What were your thoughts on Season 8?
Season 8. It was a season, I think.
I think.
I liked the Spire. The rep was fun. What was in Season 8? I really cannot remember.
Season 8 was the all the stuff in the Solanae sphere. And,
Okay,
step
didn't-
between stars and such.
I hated the Voth contested zone. I thought it was a waste of fucking time. Loved
It's
the
not as
battle.
fun.
I love the battle zone. The rep was great. Good gear in it. Still love that photon torpedo. That's about it. I don't really have. I hated the lockbox. I hate this lockbox. But that's for
Unships.
completely different reasons. But it was a season. There's
Would
not
you
much
describe this lockbox as a slap in the face?
Not a slap in the face so much, more of a cock slap across the face, forgive the language, because I just don't... Who in their right mind... How do you fly it? Do you, like, stick a thing in your head and link it? Because that's how they do it. They're linked to their ships. And wouldn't the ship, which is shown in a couple missions as being grown as an organic entity, kind of tell you to, like, get out and not fly? Because you're not the right pilot?
Well, it is a living thing. Maybe you could have a telepath smooze it.
Okay, maybe a Vulcan, maybe Tuvok's been mind melding with all the ships they're sticking in lockboxes. I don't know. But I don't like it, and I really do think, from their stats, this is the worst lockbox since the Tholian lockbox. The ships are garbage.
I thought the Alachi lockbox was worse than the Tholian lockbox. The Alachi lockbox.
But
Shit.
both ships were really good.
Not unless you wanted a relatively shield tanky escort, maybe. But
The Lobi ship is one of the better cruisers in the game. Not the best, but a good cruiser. I don't think there's been a good lockbox since the Jem'Hadar lockbox.
that's because you fly the dreadnought.
No, I actually looking at the ships, the dreadnoughts, both Jem'Hadar ships are really powerful.
You mean all
But-
three?
3. Oh, I'm talking the lockbox ships. Yes, there's 3,
Oh.
but the ones you got from the lockboxes, both of those. They were really powerful. The Jem'Hadar heavy escort carrier is a great alternative to the Vesta and the fleet Artemage. And the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought is the best two-hanger carrier for damage in the game. And now, the next lockbox was the Tal Shiar. Okay ships. What was after? It's just been nothing but shit since the Gemadars.
I love their complete resistance to having a mirror galaxy.
I know. Can we just get a... Now we have the... Okay, I lie about one thing. I really like the mirror ships, the tier 2 ships that they're adding.
Mm-hmm.
Those, okay, I'll give them that. I enjoy those because they don't cost... I mean, you could do a mission and get the EC to buy any of the mirror ships, and I enjoy the mirror ships, so... That's my 2 cents on that.
You can, like, pick them up for alts.
Yeah, like, the Mirror Universe Heavy Cruiser, the Cheyenne class, is as good as the Ambassador from the missions, and it's cheap. I picked mine up for 30,000 EC. So...
I remember when I was about level 42 on Mirror Igo, I picked up the Mirror Quinn because that was the story ship, and I remember it was a halfway decent ship.
The Klingon and the Romulan vessels are a lot more expensive than their Federation counterparts because more people play on the Feds. But they're mirror ships. Like I said, because we're so locked in with the tier 4.5 ships that you got when you hit level 40, these are better alternatives to what you want, and you get to choose what you look. So, my opinions, and if you want to try something new, say you're a cruiser pilot, you want to try out an escort, you don't have to spend 2,500 Zen, 80,000 dilithium to just get an escort to fly it around and say, oh, I don't like this shit. If you spent $25, you're like, damn, I spent $25 and I don't even fucking like this shit. Or I spent 10 days worth of grinding on a ship that I hate. Oh, I spent one mission's EC on a cruiser or on an escort. Okay, I didn't like it. Whatever. It's not a big loss.
Yeah, it's just like 30,000 is basically just like one PvE mission.
Yeah, and I mean, you find a set of green quality engines, you hawk them to a vendor, you got enough to buy one of the mirror ships.
More or less, take them to a bartender. So.
Yeah, or a bartender. Is there a bartender anymore on ESD? I don't think there's a bartender on ESD anymore.
There isn't a Club 47 anymore on ESD.
It's coming.
Well, they
talked about it.
Yeah, it's just they didn't have enough time to bring it. And I'm fine with it. It's not like I think I spent in all my hours of playing STO maybe like 12 minutes in Club 47.
Well, that mezzanine is begging to have like Club 47 through one of those double doors on either end.
God,
also, from what I hear, Taco was lobbying to try to get the captain's table put into the Club 47 instead of out in orbit.
I would actually prefer it. I don't like the Enigma.
It's the cannon.
I don't. Yeah, it's the cannon. I don't like the big weird. It's kind of an eyesore. It always has been. Dude.
If you sit in ESD from where we were just 2 weeks ago, it's such an improvement. The moon is no longer so close.
It's no longer nightmarishly close.
It's not apocalyptically close.
Yeah, if you think about it, the tides on Earth must suck when the moon is that fucking close.
Fucking hurricanes and shit.
Oh, God. Oh, and now they've moved it. At least it looks relative to where it would be if you were actually... I mean, it's still too close, but it gives it the illusion that the moon is not, like...
threatening all life on Earth.
Is about to meteor the Earth. Although you get some really pretty full moons at night. If the sun even hits the moon anymore. Jesus.
So, speaking of the new ESD, surface tension.
Have you seen this vlog yet?
Yeah, I watched his vlog the other night. Surface tension.
Burn the set.
They, come on, dude. That's not even burning. They nuked the set from orbit.
They did.
I will say this much. I really did not think going into season 9 before I saw the leaked picture. I think I sent it to one of you guys. The leaked picture of Earth Space Dock burning.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, so they're gonna do either this is just an old mock-up from when they wanted to do it with the Klingons all those years ago, but now we saw Earth Space Dock, an actual reason to give us a new ESD.
Yeah, you showed me that back when we were triple testing with Todd.
Yeah, and when I saw that, I was just like,
Fuck yes.
yeah, and they burned. They not only did the Earth space dock broke in half in that mission. It was
Oops.
great. The voice acting by Tuvok was spot on. I thought
For a
Admiral
Vulcan.
Yeah, Admiral Quinn was okay. I didn't care much for I didn't care much for Admiral Quinn's voice. I didn't think it fit the guy. Um, I don't know.
What I kind of wonder about surface tension is during the battle with the Klingons, and I didn't mention this before, but I probably should. During the Battle of Kronos, the Romulan flagship shows up. The Romulan flagship's a scimitar. Well, it's the science scimitar, but it has the Thaleron cannon. Why does it not Thaleron the planet killer? Why is
Because
that
the
not
Klingons
super
probably
effective?
would not take too well with a Thaleron weapon being fired off in orbit over Kronos.
Even if it's being
That's
fired away from their planet, protecting all of their lives.
You don't know that though. You don't know. We don't know what Thaleron can do. Mind you, we have Thaleron going off every fucking where. They did it in. I don't know if they probably should have maybe tweaked the AI. No, the Romulan flagship wasn't in Earth space. Never mind. Never mind. I thought it was at Earth space dock, and I could have sworn. Never mind.
It was.
For
It
a
just didn't
moment,
fight
though.
with you.
It was,
Yeah.
and then it departed for, like, Malrihan.
It went off with the Bortosk, and it is Bortosk. Stop saying Bortosque.
Fortescue. Fuck
It's-
that.
It's the Bortosk.
God damn it, Corin. Shut
Yeah,
the fuck up already.
The Lisette and the
Bortos-
Bortosk were on the other side of Earth.
Yeah, they were fucking everything else up.
She is, so, I did not see things playing out this way when I imagined how this war storyline would eventually wrap up, if it ever did, in my head. Like, this is not the way I ever thought it would go down, but I'm just happy it's dead. But Corin needs some counseling.
She really does.
She's a little messed up, and she needs a speech coach because
She does.
Like-
no,
Corin
No
needs to
bullshit.
fucking chill.
she needs some help. She really needs some help. Like, oh well.
She's so impossibly smug. So, I don't know if you've played these or not, but the remastered Borg missions.
We triple tested them.
We only tripled, but we didn't see him with the cuts. I didn't see him with the cutscenes.
Oh, dude.
So I've only played the last one for the torpedo.
Mhm.
Is the last one I personally played. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I really do need to go do the other 3 or 4 that there are. I miss Q. Not gonna lie, I loved that mission, even though it wasn't the greatest. It was hilarious. So,
That one's probably coming back, though, in X2. But we'll get
oh,
to that.
more than likely.
We can hope.
We can hope.
Oh, no, you know they're making a Voyager interior. Now that they're
Yeah.
featuring Voyager prominently, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of Voyager.
Well, it'll be like a TNG interior kit, but
Yeah.
you could like mess with a Voyager interior enough to make it look like TNG.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'd hope that if they do a Voyager, give us both. Give us TNG and Voyager at the same time.
They so won't.
I know they fucking won't, but they should. Forgive my language. I'm trying not to, but...
Okay, so
Oh.
moving from that, so the the setting has been fundamentally changed by this.
Beyond fundamentally, it's a new... For people that have been here since, before we got any FEs,
Mm-hmm.
when this game first started, I have to give them credit where credit is due. I've
Frickin'
bitched
dark
a lot
days.
at Cryptic. I've bitched a lot at Cryptic, and I gotta say, from where it was 4 years ago to now, it's been It's a completely different game.
It might as well be.
It's so much better. It has its moments where I really want to strangle the game, but overall, this game has improved so much in 4 years. Mostly in the last 2, but
Still, it's improving.
hey, we got a new year. It's now
2410.
4 years later. We did a lot of shit in a year.
Yeah, that was a really busy year. We even made it to Vice Admiral.
We did Vice Admiral in a year. We stopped like 4 major invasions. Found another Dyson Sphere.
Fought, and won a war with the Borg.
Started and ended a war.
No, the war has been going on since 2405.
No,
I mean with the Borg.
Yeah, with the Borg.
War with the Klingons.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the war with the Borg.
And now we've moved in. I gotta say, the Undine are actually a challenge.
For what? They're a challenge because you lag to death.
They're a challenge because they're the shadows from Babylon 5.
That constant in and out makes me want to strangle them. Like, but they're actually a challenge. They can scratch, they can do more than, the Borg are my bitch. Like, the Borg can't do anything to my ships anymore. The Undine, species 8472, actually can fuck you up. If you're not paying attention, those torpedoes they launch can take out like 2/3 of your hull if they hit a bare shield.
They have, I am of the thinking that they have way too many fucking holds.
Yeah,
they're too CC heavy.
Yeah, they
especially since their primary CC is lag.
Yeah, like their greatest weapon is to kill your frame rate.
Yeah, they have the frame.
Alch here was IMing me during his time in the space battle zone, and he was getting 1 frame per 5 seconds.
What was I getting? I've been okay. I normally get 60 FPS. On before season 9, I was getting 60 FPS at max graphics. I'm now getting like 20. I'm getting 30 at medium, and the battle zone.
What is frame rate?
I get like 5 to 6 steady. Sometimes I can get 20, but it's rare. It's so much of a ginormous clusterfuck. Fun though.
Something has been done to the engine at the back end because it seems to be running very clunky no matter where I am.
Yeah. Yep. I have to agree. All right.
Okay, so moving on. 2410 uniform code and the fact it's not done yet.
I love it. I actually really like the uniform code. Really enjoy.
Also, did you notice the slight text change in the fleet Taylor on the fleet station?
No, I haven't.
It says basic Odyssey uniform.
Star variant.
You know, if it's something along the lines of the Jupiter uniforms,
that's what we were saying.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Like, I will never spend 550 Zen for a single uniform. The only.
But if you're going to spend it on 11,
all that I've bought, all the uniforms I have, I've either gotten for free, or I ground some deal. But I don't own any of the single piece uniforms. I've only bought the Jupiter uniform. Mm-hmm. Oh God, I love it. But I've now replaced my crews with the actual 2410 variant.
Yeah, the Glinde crew is 2410 compliant as well.
Nice.
Whereas my crew is mostly Jupiter veteran with some Dyson Sphere thrown in, and the only uniform code any of my characters applied to is the fact that Rygo now has a T-Walk.
Wow.
Whatever floats your boat. It's not like uniform mattered in this game at any point.
It'd be nice if it did.
No,
it sort of does now, but like I think wasn't the excuse before that like Starfleet had like massively relaxed their uniform code.
Yeah, they allowed. Yeah.
Okay, you know what I really want now?
Scants.
I want my
Odyssey scants.
No, I want my crew on the ship to be wearing the 2410 code?
That will
They're working on
eventually
it.
happen. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
it's just there's so many costume variants for so many NPCs
Yeah.
that are preset that it's going to take time for them to go through and touch them all.
Well, they did them all on ESD. They're all wearing and
Well,
almost,
that's because most of that was new.
that's true. That's very true.
Like Haitian guy who nobody knows.
Rock.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
in
the guy-
He's in the new tutorial.
Oh. Yeah, that's the dude that gets shot in the transporter room.
Yep. That is what he is remembered for.
He's extra number 2. He's Guy.
He's wearing yellow, so technically he is supposed to get shot because TNG and after is yellow is the new red.
Well, it's because yellow is the new security officer color.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow is the security officer cover.
They swapped
color
yellow
in
and red
TNG.
after toss.
No. Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't. Mustard gold. I don't like that uniform color. No. Anyway, what's...
Also, they're not complete. Like, the comm badges and belts are still in progress. They'll
Yeah.
undoubtedly be in a C-store pack, along with like, the extra variants we see, like, Quinn and, like, the chief medical officers wearing and such. So...
The goddamn Galaxy reboot.
How about we... I bought the Galaxy X. I wasn't going to, but I did get it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. It's... what they did is they did nothing. They gave us a 4th tactical console, and that's it. Big fucking deal.
They gave
Give
you a 4th
us-
tactical console and a hangar bay.
Oh, my bad. And a hangar bay.
And like and saucer separation, and a set bonus if you have antimatter spread. And can you buy the dreadnought already? God damn it! We'll put it in a bundle with the other 2 ships.
You know, all they had to do was give the Galaxy just a Lieutenant Commander Universal, as it's shown as being a flexible ship. They've said it countless times. It's the most flexible ship at the time in the fleet. Give it Lieutenant Commander Universal, Lieutenant Engineering instead of the, I don't know, one of them. They could have done so much, and they did nothing instead. Basically, the way I guess I could put it. They gave it a hangar bay console set, and that's it. And a bridge, I think?
And they called it a reboot.
Yeah, that's not a reboot. That's just give us money.
Okay.
Oh,
There
you
is
want
no.
something-
It's not a bridge, by the way. It's the Galaxy C-Store pack.
Oh, well, whatever.
It's the Galaxy C. It's the ugly ass Galaxy bridges from like forever ago that they made.
Forever
Yeah.
and a day.
So yeah, no like. There's only value in this if you buy like the bundle, and if you buy the bundle, you're gonna fly the Dreadnought because that was the point of the bundle, is to like give people the Dreadnought and 2 extra consoles. It was not a Galaxy reboot; it was just to sell Dreadnoughts.
In the end, no, it was it was to sell the Dreadnought, the Galar, and the, what's the third one? The Venture.
I know, but the thing is, you're not gonna fly those because you're buying it for like the Dreadnought plus like saucer separation, so you can fly something with a giant phaser shotgun with like a wingman with a phaser lance
Yup.
and like launch fighters.
I gotta say though, that phaser shotgun, it hurts.
Yeah.
It really hurts.
Mm-hmm. Now, if only they'd done something to all of the other Galaxy-class ships.
Never.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the factors in with the skill revamp that's rumored to be coming. But moving on.
Oh, I thought that was more than a rumor. I thought that was...
Well, until like official word comes down.
Okay, but the only reason I said that is Gecko did say there is a skill revamp in the
Yep.
works.
Okay.
Yeah, he did say that on Priority
In
1. I
the-
watched
yeah.
it last night.
Yeah, he said that's kind of like an official. They have one. Uh, they have one there, and it's
They want to unfuck it again.
yeah, they want to
Streamline it again.
Yeah,
But
stream.
hmm,
Go ahead.
I actually really like the skills the way they are. What I want them to do is to tell that stupid oh god, the skill retraits, whatever you respecs.
Mhm.
Those need to go the way of 500 Zen for a stupid respec.
Yeah, that is a bit pricey.
That was incredibly steep.
But
like-
if they're going to do that,
And
what
they're
are
not
we
in the
going to get for
dilithium
our
store
tokens?
anymore.
Well,
Well, they were never... The skill tree respecs were never in the dilithium store. It
Ah.
was the trait and the reputation ones.
Ah, I see.
yeah.
But yeah, so that will be coming eventually. We'll talk about that when we get to like talking about things that are coming up. The Undine reputation system.
I like what they did with the bio-torpedo and how it interacts with torpedo high yield, and I hope they intend to do that with other heavy torpedoes.
I think the reason they did that is kind of in canon. It's shown as a very big, fast-moving object.
So are the tricobalt devices.
That's true, but if they didn't make tricobalts targetable, that'd be so broken. Those things hit like a ton of bricks.
Did you
Beyond a ton of
not?
bricks.
Did you not see Useral's latest Foundry Frolics? He got a
No.
13k crit with a high yield 1 enhanced biotorp.
First time he fired it too.
Wait. The enhanced one?
Yeah.
No, that thing is broken as shit, dude. if you have the Omega, the Tier 4 ability,
Omega kinetic shearing, since they
And-
redid the reputation traits.
yeah, this is the greatest thing I have witnessed in this game. Now they're uncapping it because spreads.
Have uncapped it.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that
they
was
already.
the recent patch.
Okay.
It's
no,
on
no.
triple at the very least.
Yeah. So that means if you're using torpedoes, the Omega ability is a must-have. With spread, I thought my graviton torpedoes were the shit till I started using the enhanced biomoleculars with the
enhanced
graviton.
biotorp.
Yeah, there you go. I'm calling them biomoleculars. I don't care. And I've never seen. I think what was it in Infected Space? I did like 3 million damage over the course of the mission with that torpedo. where my 6 beam arrays with Fire at Will 2 and Beta 3 only did was it like 2.5, and that's 6 of those compared to 1 torpedo. Mind you, that's with, I'm sorry, I have spread 3. Those things really hurt because they're Harp Pangs that they injected roids into for like 2 weeks straight.
They're
to get
literally
them
high
out.
yieldable hard pangs.
Yeah. Oh, actually, their spread version is so much nicer because you get like 12 stack.
Now imagine pairing Omega kinetic shearing with the hard pang.
So how loud are PvPers bitching about them?
Not very, because it's so easy to clear the debuff. Everybody has hazard emitters.
Yeah.
So no one's going to bitch about that. If they were unclearable, then everyone would be on fire with them, because those things, they're not a pleasant thing to be hit by. They hurt, and they hurt a lot, and people, I want more.
So as for the PvE content, we were talking about this, how the space battle zone is an interesting concept, but in execution,
This
It breaks
engine
the engine.
this engine can't handle. What they need to do is make it either viable for a 5-man group to do it by themselves, or really turn down the number of spawns in there for a full. I did it with 15 people the other night in the group, and oh my god, we were going one by one. We weren't like splitting up we're going 1 by 1, and the amount we're getting 4 Tethys dreadnoughts and a support fleet at every spawn wave.
And
That's
lots
ridiculous.
of bubbles.
Oh no, let's not talk about the bubbles that just like it's a couple
12
times.
bubbles per rift.
A couple times we were getting wiped by those things, dude. We couldn't heal through that kind of damage.
Because it spawns 12 of them per rift.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
It needs to spawn like 3. Or just have one expanding around the rift instead of moving out.
If it even should spawn that many. Because it's, I don't know, I just find it a little too much going on in such a small mission.
Yeah. Here's the point I was trying to make yesterday was, like, what they tried to do was they basically took the same concept of the ground battle zone and tried to put it in space.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work because there's way too much stuff going on in space compared to what happens on ground.
Yeah.
Because they can't be bothered to balance it.
No,
It's
sorry.
Everybody's hitting fire at will. Everybody's hitting like torpedo, cannon scatter volley, and torpedo spread, and launching fighters, and like summoning pets, and like calling Nimbus pirates, and calling photonic fleets, and then you have the Undine and all their shit going on.
So just looking at my current setup, I have technically 5 fire willable beam arrays and 2 torpedoes with spread 3. And with aux to battery, I'm getting these every 15 seconds. These skills are coming up. So
Fire everything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's legitimately, it's starting to get, there's just too much spam. And you can't do the same thing you can do in space or you can't do the same thing you can do on the ground in space because everybody only has one weapon and you can't fire. Yeah. Yeah, there can still be a shitload of fire effects, but
not as much as in space.
No. And then, if you have 4 carriers in there and each one of them is using actual fighters and not frigates, then you have an extra 48 little ships flying around with their particle effects. So, it's a fun concept, needs work.
So something we were talking about yesterday, well, I was talking about this, was there needs to be some, people need to start reaching out to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we need reach out to community leaders and stuff and start filtering the word through, because Cryptic might fix this place. They might fix the engine. We might get a new engine at some point. Who knows? Certainly not this year. But in the meantime, it's up to the community to make that space battle zone work. And everybody in that battle zone is complaining about lag, which resulted in this really surreal situation where there's a giant ball of players traveling around the map complaining about lag, bringing that lag to other people. And so what needs to happen is that community leaders need to reach out, and we need to establish some kind of etiquette for this place. If you see like 3 players, if there's already 3 people in a particular place or fighting a planet killer, just go somewhere else.
Unless they need your help.
Yeah, unless they're really desperately in need of help. Just head somewhere else, because you're only going to make the fight that much harder when you show up, because the game will automatically adjust the difficulty by spawning more bubbles and more ships, and you'll just cause them to lag even more. It doesn't even take very many people to bring down the planet killers.
No, I've seen me and 4 other people kill all 3 planet killers with a minute and a half to spare.
Yeah.
It's not so, because I don't know if it loses resists or something the less people are in front of it.
Probably that.
But it's even with 15 players, it takes about the same amount of time with you have 3. You need I think a minimum of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And a max, I think you should be no more than 5 unless, so. I don't know. Personal thing, way too much crap. It's just too much lag.
There needs to be engine etiquette.
Yeah, there needs to be people need to be learn to be a little considerate of what is and aware of what is going on, and not bring their lag to other people. Because I have been so many times working on a specific spot in that map, like capturing a spot, and doing fine when suddenly this horde of players shows up, and the entire place goes fucking crazy. And it's
all of a sudden, what frame rate?
Yeah, all of a sudden I have no frame rate. I can no longer participate in something that I was doing fine, did not require help. It's like, did I look like I require help? Maybe they're looking at it and seeing, there's a galaxy over there. He sucks. Let's go help him. No, I don't need your help.
I don't need your help. Get the fuck off.
I don't need your help. Go the fuck away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about where we were.
So,
yeah, we wanted to cover now the reputation trait revamp, some X2 stuff, some future stuff, and then plug the fleets.
Yeah. So we already covered the rep system a little bit. It's fast. It's really snappy. I've been working fairly consistently on it, and in the space of about a week, I am later today at this point, I'll be at Tier 3. And Tier 3 is basically the end of the stuff that I want from this reputation system. Just like the kit grenade and the phaser rifle. And I'm good.
What do I want?
More or less.
I wanted the torpedo?
Yeah, the torpedo's it's nasty.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen that I actually want to use.
I want the biomolecular photon grenade.
Oh, me too. I want 6. Can I just put 8 of those on my kit and call it good?
one module of a type.
Just those situational awareness in there.
Oh, I love
expose everything.
Oh, so let's talk about the traits. Why don't we go into that one?
I don't have them brought up, but they weren't something particularly
I've got the Season 9 patch notes here, so I've got a kind of synopsis of what went on. Yeah. I'll send it to the group chat so you all can read it.
I have the traits too. So we've got traits. One thing I love is they completely said, look, traits, choose what you want to choose, before you go on said mission. And that kind of offset, not really, but it kind of offset the loss of my space powers.
It offsets it a lot for me, because now I get to run, both versions of Aux power.
Yeah, that's
synergy.
That's beefy on... I know my science vessel enjoys that.
My stealth bomber is going to enjoy the fuck out of that, because it is just engine and Aux.
Oh yeah, okay, I have crit severity, I'm using crit severity, crit chance, tactical advantage, and kinetic shearing. And my 8 space traits, I use, because I'm mostly a space player.
Does kinetic shearing apply to the cutting beam?
Any kinetic attack, I think.
No, kinetic torpedoes and mines.
Ah, okay.
Says it. It's plus 40% bonus damage dealt as a DOT over 6 seconds. That is why the biomolecular torpedo, in my opinion, is better than the gravimetric torpedo from the Dyson set.
Because it has its own radiation dot, and then you apply kinetic shearing.
Yeah, I have 2 biomolecular. I have the regular biomolecular torpedo for the enhanced one aft, and the gravimetric as my second 4 torpedo.
I would really recommend keeping the. I would take an enhanced in the 4 over in the aft, just because. Wait, hold up.
You want enhanced in the 4?
I'm looking at them. The only difference is you get a bonus 33 kinetic damage for both types, and I mean it has a critical mod. It's basically a crit D crits, crit H, and an AC torpedo. So, I think you get more shots with spread, though. It really seems to things up with spread. So, the way I have mine set up with the gravimetric in the aft and the enhanced bio forward, it's pretty nasty getting, I think, close to 40% accuracy, critical damage, critical chance with a torpedo. Because you get, with the 3-piece Dyson, you get an extra 10% crit chance with photons. My personal, and with high yield, that I haven't tried it with high yield yet. I don't know. I want to see how good it is with high yield, but with spread, it seems to really. No, I don't. I hated the Gravtorp spread. It's so slow, and it always gets shot down. It has no defense.
But you mean the Biotorp?
Yeah, the Biotorp. I want to try it with high yield 3. I want to see how good it is.
Okay.
And anyway, traits. Going to the traits. I like the hot swappable traits. I think they should have given us 5 space traits, 5 ground traits, and kept the 4 active traits.
Fleet holding.
I don't think you need more than 4? There's no fleet holding till season 10.
I know. That was actually later. Can we push that back, please?
What's that? The traits?
The fleet holding.
But season 10, you're talking at least a year for season 10. Minimum a year. Because you have
we still won't be done with anything by that time.
Mind you, we have people leaving our fleet because we have nothing to do. We literally have people leaving. Our biggest contributor, Jaeger, he's only has Jaeger left in the fleet. All his other alts are in different fleets. I think he's even got 1 or 2. He goes from fleet to fleet. He doesn't stay in the same fleet for more than a couple days. So I know he's done it a few times. He's joined your fleet, but it's. I understand the need that we really don't need another fleet holding. I would like one because I don't know, but what can they add? What can they possibly add with another fleet holding?
They did say that they were going to be working on a new holding to help small fleets after their previous holding to help small fleets turned out to not really help small fleets.
No, because it's the same grind.
Yeah.
It's still a...
Yeah, we've still got tier 2 dev running.
Yeah.
We're just now getting that.
Well, yeah, and then you look at my fleet, we've been done with the Spire for 3 months now? 4 months? Our starbase has been done for almost a year now. The fleet system, as much as I enjoy it, and I think it's really brought a lot of fleets together, it's also pissed a lot of people off, and it's killed a lot of fleets. And they need this. It needs work in the end. They need to figure out something, hopefully by X2, to truly help these smaller fleets.
They won't. Well,
remember all the roundtables in the past.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
That's true.
Here's the thing. If anybody, how many people here have played Peace Walker?
That's not me. Not it. Have not played it.
Oh, I'm the only person who's played Peace Walker. Okay. The next time Peace Walker's on sale, just pick it up. If you've ever played a Metal Gear game, you're gonna enjoy the hell out of it.
I love Metal Gear.
So Peace Walker revolves around. Basically, it's about Big Boss building a PMC from the ground up. Nice. the world's first PMC. So you start the game, you get this oil rig, and the entire game basically revolves around building this organization and building your base and stocking it and supplying it and researching and developing new technologies.
So it's the fleet grind.
Well, no, that's the thing. The entire time, something was really bugging me while I was playing Peace Walker. I was enjoying the shit out of it. I was loving every minute of it. But there was
Yeah.
something in the back of my mind bugging the hell out of me. And I finally figured out what it was, like halfway through the game. I was like, these little fucking star bases should be. This is fucking great. It's like, this is awesome. Like the
Yes, but they can't do that without ripping the game off.
basically, it wouldn't be the first time STO has ripped someone off, dude.
Yeah, serious shit. It's a game, dude.
It's like the entire game is cribbing really hard from Starfleet Command 3.
Yeah, they've already said it. It's basically it's Starfleet Command in a 3D environment.
Yeah. So, besides, they like also cribbed hard from like season 4 of Deep Space Nine. So this would not be the first. Like the party bomb, is Bordicus full out admitted on like Stoked in one of the last episodes of Stoked that he intended to rip that off from Tor. So it would not be the first time. But here's the thing: is it wouldn't really matter because this could only be a net benefit to the game because the way it worked in Peace Walker was you would like go and recruit, and I'm saying recruit in massive sarcasm quotes because recruiting basically involves like tranking somebody, strapping a balloon to them, and saying, "You're hired. You work for me now."
Wait, isn't that how that's how I got my job? I don't think STO players would really enjoy their ship, getting hit in the head and you're part of our fleet now. Okay.
So like, the way it works is like you recruit people, and like each of these people have different stats. Like some of them are really better at intel gathering. Some are better at cooking, so they can supply. So you can get like rations and healing items, by putting them in the mess hall, and like it'll increase the level of mess hall you have, and you'll be able to get better and better items. And once you get to a certain point where you have accrued a certain number of funds, you can expand the base, and that improves the things that it can do.
Makes sense.
It's actually really slick compared to the fleet system.
Yeah. The fleet system is slick is like the worst possible. It's so cryptic, I guess. It's a
Very
good
cryptic.
system. It's a good system, but it's so ham-fisted. It doesn't work the way they intended it to. It literally became the biggest grind in the game on top of the rep. Well, that was before the rep grind. But now we have the rep grind. So now you have to choose, well, do I want to get these engines for my ship, or do I want to donate to the fleet and try to get fleet weapons and fleet gear? Oh, well, I'm in a small fleet. I can't even get into, so I have to look around for a bigger fleet. Luckily, a lot of channels have opened up that like, oh, hey, I need a tier 3 invite. And you see, that's the one thing I will say they got right, was being able to invite people.
Well, they knew they had to do that because Cryptic is very good at putting in loopholes.
Yeah. I'm glad they did it, because without that, I don't know. This game could have got really out of hand. And like, I remember when the first tier 5 fleets got there
and started charging people millions.
50 million. Oh, you want a tier 5 ship? Here's 50 million. We have, as a fleet, we've been tier 5 for a while. We've never charged a person to come to fleet. We came, the leaders got together and said, are we going to charge people for invites? And 3 of 3 said no, and there you go. It's like, why would you hurt other fleets and hurt other people if you can just be friendly and be like, hey, yeah, come to our base. We've got everything you need.
Well, yeah, and I remember, because I actually watched all of the old Roundtables not terribly long ago, and I remember they were charging you to go in and get weapons and stuff. The only thing it really even makes sense to charge for would be to charge for the ships, because you use that fleet's requisition, because you can't share ship requisitions.
Yeah.
No. Which I never understood that one, but...
And that one doesn't really make that much sense.
But it's the only little thing that they fucked up. Everything else they did pretty well. or well, they did horribly, but the invite system at least
Yeah.
works. I'll give them credit. The invite system works most of the time. If it, doesn't send you to a parallel dimension like it did Alch earlier.
What happened earlier?
Sends you to like some random spire instead of the one you're trying to beam to.
Well, we were he wanted the uniform from our spire, so I tossed him an invite. And he used the transporter at our base. We were both parked out front of my starbase. I beam on, and Alf's like, beam me to a parallel universe.
Oh, you invited him to the system space.
No. We were on my starbase.
Yeah, we were in front of his spire.
Yeah, and it beamed him to I told him he needs to get a new transporter, Chief. Next time you're gonna end up in Hoth or something.
Could be worse. It could be fixing the turbo lifts.
Oh God.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is not worded as politely as I am about to put it,
Okay.
but let's see. Let me. How can I paraphrase this? Counter command space set buffs phaser damage, then doesn't buff phaser damage.
And then they turn it into a tactical console.
Yeah.
And then they can go fuck themselves with the ginormous rusty meat hook. Mind you, if you're using two pieces, it gives you a whole, 7.5.
Yeah.
Woo! So, look at... Okay, never mind, I can't bitch. They nerfed everything else, apparently. So, the Romulan one gives 7.6 plasma, and... Okay, they nerfed the two-piece sets. They used to be almost, I think they were 13.1%.
Mm-hmm.
Now they are 7.6%. All of them. I have 3, 4 that I can
What?
use.
We have a set that buffs phaser damage? Shit, nerf everything.
We don't want to help the feds and people that enjoy phasers, which sadly are useless outside of PvP. Phasers need a new buff. The 2.5% procs really need to be worked on. Or
I'm
removed.
actually kind of fond of the system they've got with the Voth APs with 25% chance on crits. You can actually increase the chance if you don't think it's doing enough for you.
Well, see, even that, 25... If you have the average crit rate of this game, which is 7.8%, I believe, it's the average crit rate. I think it's on Hilbert Guide. It tells you he does a huge data mining, basically. 7.8 is the average crit rate. 25% of 7.8 is like 1.9%, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually even getting worse if you have the... Now, if you have the really high crit rates, like the 25s, the 26, the 30 that I'm currently at, that's when you see those actually becoming useful. But I don't...
Actually, I'm finding the Voth APs useful, and I don't have anywhere near your crit rate.
I don't like the Voth. I didn't care for the Voth AP.
They're really good for a tanking spec because they do lower incoming damage.
Oh, okay.
They're like the best tank spec weapons.
I like the
Because they're
new...
literally... Go ahead.
I gotta say, I like the new, the fluidic space anti-proton. Those are kind of funny. Knock them across the map and shit.
That reminds me of, I think it was someone... I don't remember who it was or what fleet it was in. I think it was in one of your fleets, Andrew, that had the knockback build on his Jehas all of those years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a Jehas knockback, and he was just pushing everybody away. He would probably love that.
Those would be fun with the... anyway. There's... What were we talking about? I've lost my train of thought.
I think we initially started on the reputation traits and never got past that.
We were talking about like how the counter command set like buffed phaser damage and then it didn't.
And then it didn't, and now it's like I want to kick someone in the balls for whoever decided to make that decision.
Because who likes phasers anyway? I mean, it's not like we're Starfleet or anything.
It's not like some of us would like to use the faction gear.
Yeah, it's like I've kind of had more fun. I'm gonna send out a shout out to a channel.
Star Trek Battles.
Yeah, Star Trek Battles, great channel if you want to actually enjoy this game, play with your Federation ships with built the way the real Fed ships are built. It's a low DPS channel. As someone who was trying to break
this game.
when I actually had I guess the come to Jesus moment. When I finally broke the 40k barrier in the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought, I said, okay, that was fun. Now what? I mean, you're beating infected spaces in like 90 to 180 seconds. You're beating an elite mission that's supposed to be difficult.
In massive air quotes.
Yeah, massive. No,
You could pug. It'll be difficult for whole different reasons.
Yeah, I actually pugged infected space earlier, but...
But this is the problem. That 40k was a pug group. It doesn't matter. You're doing so much damage at that point that even if you have 4 of the worst players in the game...
You're going to beat the mission in no time flat.
And still have the optional. You know, there are videos on YouTube showing 2 scimitars beating ISC in 83 seconds. 2 ships.
Yeah, because the scimitar is capable of, what, 80k DPS sustain?
Yeah. It's ridiculous, like I've said. Nerf the scimitar, get phasers to be better, and I guess that's it.
This game needs a massive balance pass. And yes, I am going to use the N-word. Nerf is what it needs. Do I want to be nerfed? No. Do I need to be? Yes.
So again, about Starfleet battles, if you could explain what Starfleet battles is.
Star Trek battles. It's a forum.
Starfleet battle. I don't know.
I'm gonna send you. I'm actually one of the administrators. I'm not doing this to plug like something that I'm an administrator on the channel. I've been in it since its inception. I enjoy the crap out of the channel. It's basically you don't have to be. Yeah. And when they say canon, it doesn't mean it has to be in the TV show. It means you're flying a Jem'Hadar Dreadnought. It uses any Jem'Hadar ship. You're using Polarons. You have the time ships. You use AP. Starfleet ships. You have to have 2 torpedoes, front and aft. Phasers only.
And you have to have photorps.
No, it's photorps or quantums for feds, depending on the ship. You've got I think they decided photons or quantums for the Klingons, and for the Romulans it's plasma only. And the only faction that has 2 choices of weapons are the Romulans. They can go STO cannon, which is plasma weaponry, or the Romulan disruptors, their choice, or Romulan plasma, or they use disruptors. They get to choose which one they want. Again, but they can only use plasma torpedoes. You can use any ship as long as you're using cannon.
Faction cannon.
Yeah, and you have to have you can't be lower, or you can't be higher than 7K. The sweet spot is 6K for any ship, but try not to go over 7K, because
I didn't even parse my ambassador setup the one time I ran with them. I do need to run with them again.
I've parsed most of my ships. I mean, it was hard to nerf the Dreadnought. I've got it down to 10K, and they're cool with it. And my scimitar, not my scimitar, my Sovereign that I'm always flying with them, it breaks. I think I'm getting 8 to 9K with it.
It's kind of hard to nerf someone that's used to being up that high, whereas I don't think I've ever consistently broke 7K.
I mean, and it's funny, I've had more fun trying to nerf myself to the Star Trek battles than I ever did trying to break the 30 and the 40. You know, it was really fun when we first started, and we were starting to break the 10K. We're like, all right, cool. Then we broke 15K, 20K. Grant
the power creep.
Yeah, it's really it was when we got Spire consoles,
The game was over.
and they fixed fire at will, and all of a sudden I'm doing. When I got my 4 Spire locators, I went from 28k sustained in any mission in the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought. I jumped up to 35.7 sustained, and then broke 40k 3 times to make it real, and I quit. The last time I ever tried to DPS, and I've had more fun in this game not DPSing than I ever did trying to break that mark barrier. Because it got so competitive, and, we started losing fleet mates because they couldn't believe,
Yeah.
Anyway.
The game needs a serious nerf across the board.
It doesn't so much need a nerf as an actual... They need to just... Because every time they add a new ship, it's bigger, it's better, because they need to sell it. And
It needs rebalancing is what it needs.
yeah, and they're not. And the sad part is, their lockbox sales have declined so much because I don't know if people are just getting truly sick of the lockboxes. It's like every season, new fucking lockbox. I don't want another lockbox. I'd rather have 5 fleet holdings added at once than another fucking lockbox. Because unless they're going to do one that has
A
Federation
fleet holding
ships in
that
it,
comes in a lockbox.
oh god. Oh. No. I would shoot myself at that point.
No, you would probably shoot Cryptic.
What they need, and their elite weapons really need a pass. These elite phasers are garbage compared to the elite disruptors.
Or the advanced phasers, even.
No, the advanced weapons are well balanced. It's the elite weapons where it becomes like the elite versions are so much better. The ground weapons, it's not a big deal, but in the space weapons is where it really shows like, ugh. I just broke it. Oh,
The ground weapons are nice. The ground phasers are nice because they give you a shield heal.
oh yeah, that's why I enjoy them. But then you have the elite disruptors, which have the 2.5% chance to do both shield and hull resistance debuff. That's where I'm like, wait, why are they so? The only thing the elite fleet shield or elite fleet phasers do is
A shitty shield heal.
yeah, it's not a very, and if you're not using fire at will or scatter volley with them, then it's worthless. So, that's my 2 cents on that. But fleet system needs a pass. The skill system, everything needs a freaking pass in this game. But
They need to make it so that the high DPS that people are now achieving actually means something.
But it never will, because in the end, Cryptic just throws meat shields at us. Really what needs to happen is the AI needs to become intelligent. Right now, they're bad.
But imagine how much of a strain that would put on the engine.
I don't think AI... Well, it's just changing the AI in the end. Okay, so...
Well,
What's
they
next?
did do that, and that's where the whole Daenerys Defender thing came from.
Oh, I love the Daenerys Defender. That one was fun.
Where everybody was like, "We want one of these," and it's just a Daenerys, guys. It's just using its heals.
Yeah, and actually, using effective fire. Oh my god, I love that ship. I need more of those. Much more of those.
And nobody could freaking kill it.
Yeah. Well, I could kill it. It just, actually took some work instead of mash spacebar.
So basically, make space battles, make the space battles an event, because space combat is insanely common in this game.
Fly in circles and pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's insanely. It's not
I
there's
don't
no
even fly in
weight.
circles.
Like whenever, like most of the time until like the Dominion War came along, when it was basically like background noise. Um,
Yeah.
like until the Dominion War, whenever there was actual combat between ships, it was a significant event. Like
Yeah.
it was the thing that the major characters worked at all times to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever there was an actual space battle, like when the die is cast, like first premiered, that was
Yeah.
fucking like unreal. That was literally the biggest battle that had ever been in Star Trek. And then they
And then it
didn't.
just got bigger.
Yeah, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Like,
But the space battles make a sense because we are in a state of war.
yeah,
not
we are in a
peace.
state of war, but when like the space combat is so commonplace as it is, it kind of loses weight.
Yeah, it does.
It loses weight. Like when you have like because we may be like it may have been, and we're technically not in a state of war, like at least not with the people we were at war with before. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, like when it's like destroy like board probes 3/3,
Yeah.
that's no good, because that's just putting enemies there just to have enemies there.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. And it's like, I enjoy the space. Really, if this game didn't have the amazing space battles, and I will say, because they are fun to... I've played a lot of other flight sims, I guess, space combat sims. This one has good combat, and
This
the
is
ship...
this is a sim in absolutely no way, shape, or form.
Well, you know what I mean by
Yeah.
sim. I mean, okay, arcade shooters in space.
It's Star Trek Legacy.
Yeah, I enjoy the deep ship customization because in the end, you customize a lot of things on your ship. But no, it does. It needs to feel. It doesn't feel like Star Trek.
My
watched
biggest
a lot-
problem with space combat in this game is the fact that you're firing so many pew-pews. Nothing like that ever
Yeah, it
happened
did.
in the show.
It did.
Not from
It
a
did.
single ship.
Yes, it did. You
Oh.
have never. I take it you've never seen. There are episodes of TNG where the Enterprise goes fucking insane with its phasers.
Yeah,
Only a
the
couple of times.
best, but it shows that the ships can do it.
Yeah, the ships do that.
I mean,
Not all the time, though. I mean,
There's some-
even look at
They
the
do
movie.
it whenever they do it when it's necessary. And the thing about this game is it's always necessary, and that's the problem.
I mean, the Sovereign has 16 phaser arrays and 4 torpedo tubes. That's a lot of pew for one ship.
Yeah.
So you imagine the Odyssey probably has 24, 26 arrays and 4 torpedo tubes. That's a lot of firepower.
Has anybody ever actually counted the visible phaser arrays on the Odyssey?
Are we talking separated or unseparated?
Just like normal
Just-
operations.
Just sitting there, I think it has at least 16. Well, let me switch back. I'll switch up and I'll count them. So the Odyssey would have a lot of pew. Hell, the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought is stated at having, like, holy shit amounts of firepower.
52 disruptor banks, 27 photon torpedo tubes,
Yeah, so there you go. It's
and
obviously-
even that ship didn't fire that many fucking.
And it had
pew-pews.
even more when it was kit bashed into the Scimitar.
Yeah.
No, that was the scimitar I was quoting about.
Yeah, so the Scimitar, there you go. There is a lot of pew. It's just, and the size of this ship would really show that it, yeah. Anyway, going back, there's a lot of pew on these ships. They're, you know, it's just like battleships of back in the day. There's a lot of pew. So, I'm trying to count though. I'm counting 26 arrays, unseparated. Including the dual beam banks in the front. Not including the dual beam banks and the 2 torpedo launchers, 4. It's got 2... It's got 6 arrays on the 2 nacelles alone.
What? Why are you putting phase arrays on the warp missiles?
Because they get channeled through there anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I wouldn't put weapons anywhere near.
You have
This
to
thing-
understand how big those nacelles are, dude.
Yeah,
Still, if those phasers overload,
Those
And that
nacelles
would-
are the size of ships.
Yeah. And you've got 2 arrays that go the length of the chevron. So this thing has a lot of firepower. So you would imagine that much pew if it really came down to the, oh shit, I need to fire everything. And you would need that much on a ship this big just to cover all of its blind spots. Good. I will say, God help if anything gets close to the ship. If you were on like the TV show and you could get that close, I think this thing would be shit out of luck.
Once
I wanna see an
Starfleet
Odyssey of
shored
the
up their
show.
shield tech, the Dominion was deathly afraid of galaxies.
That's true. But this thing has, if you look at the sides of the ship, where the chevron, the I guess the primary hull, where the neck attaches, there's no side-to-side coverage. There's some underneath the deflector, but there's nothing to the side other than the main array.
Because in theory, if this game was Newtonian, and not in like full
Champions Online.
yeah, well, if it was Newtonian and not in full like if it was Newtonian motion and not in full like Star Trek Legacy, like space is a pizza box style flight, then theoretically the ship would just roll. Like if this were Bridge Commander, like the ship would just roll and like bring those to bear. So that's a significant weakness, but not one that is unmanageable.
The only reason I say that, you have 2 ships come at that thing in a I guess the pincer. Hold on one sec. I'm trying to figure. If you brought 2 ships at the same time, even with the roll, I think you'd have a significant disadvantage if they came from either different altitudes or just, Anyway, overthinking this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there is the legitimate, these ships can put out massive firepower downrange if they needed to. So, but this game does need a more Star Trek feel. That's why I joined Star Trek Battles.
There was talk of a major dilithium nerf on the forums, but I'm not seeing it terribly much.
yeah, neither am I.
So basically, they have the rewards for like the cybernetic implant projects.
That's where the nerf was. You can no longer get 11 or 6. You can only get 1 now.
Huh?
Okay. BNPs, the Borg neural processors, used to be able to get 1 to 11.
Oh yeah,
Now you only get 1.
Well, it only
bringing it in line with all the other currencies of the type.
Yeah, actually, yeah, pretty much. I don't like it, but they also kind of nerfed the costs of the stuff. Not the lithium costs, but mark costs of fuck. Brains. Wait, are we recording or no?
yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't know. My brain went completely dead. They lowered the cost from 10 to 5 on everything.
Mm-hmm.
BNP, so they're cheaper, but they kind of,
Which is nice because now I'm getting the Mako armor, like the Ground Mako set for the first time ever.
Oh, I've had, well,
I need 20 more Omega marks.
Oh,
No, 15.
well, if you hop on, I'll run something with you. What the shit was I gonna say? Oh, you can now, after 2 years, you can now put the Mako Omega Voth Hirogen. What else do we have? Hirogen, Jem'Hadar,
Undine.
any of, Undine, both of them. You could now put those on your Voths. Instead of just, giving them the armor and turning the visual on, you can now customize them and make them look like, you. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And
Wait, you can
did that.
customize the Jem'Hadar buff?
No,
No.
you can't customize the buffs. You can just give them the armor and shit. So say you have the Mark 12 Mako, like I do, like a lot of people do. Before you just give your friendly the armor, whatever armor you want.
Oh, you
And
mean
you
the
just
bridge
turn-
officers that weren't displaying armor stuff?
Well, no. You give them the armor, and the only option you had was to just turn the visual on and use the bone stock armor. Now you can go into the tailor, and there's a little drop down that lets you put whatever armor you want and customize it however the fuck you want. After 2 years, they finally did that.
Yeah.
That was nice of them. So now you can, if you want to run around with a bunch of guys in Voth armor, you can. Or you can do what I did and give all of them hot pink Mako gear.
I bet your
Or hot-
Jumpadar officer is enjoying that.
He doesn't wear it. I only have the 4 broths that always come with me are the only ones in armor. Everyone else is in the 2410 stuff. But that was nice that they added that. It's just the streamlining. I guess I don't care because I kind of, I've been done with the tier 5 for over a year now. Yeah, over a year now. So that's just one little facet. Season 9 is kind of just a season. It's nothing special. It's not like Season 6 or 7.
The best thing about it was the FE that came with it, and until the very ending, it
Well,
was pretty good.
it's kind of like Season 8, where, like, if you're into the story of the game, if you're playing the game for the story and, like, to enjoy the setting, then Season 9 has all the fucking awesomeness.
Oh, yeah, that's the one thing.
This season has been badass.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of that said, that brings us to what is coming. Specifically, Expansion 2. And this is something that Ice really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, because I think I've shown Andrew the evidence for it, but if I haven't, I will go ahead and copy-paste it from earlier. I am relatively certain that X2 is going to come with the crafting revamp because of something Educator said on the forum, specifically how he said it.
Oh,
and,
yeah, that's right.
And the Gecko tweet that you actually sent to me.
Yeah,
Basically, Educator Hawk said when the crafting revamp hit Tribble, I asked, will
You
it
mean
be
the kit
craftable?
revamp?
Yeah, the kit revamp on Tribble.
We're talking about the crafting revamp.
Yeah, the kit revamp versus the crafting revamp. The kit revamp hit Tribble. I asked if the new kit stuff was going to be craftable, and he literally said, if we put it in the current system, there would be less time for the new system.
Yeah.
Combine that with the fact that Gecko isn't willing to talk about it yet, places that they're probably developing it, and that it will probably be with either X2 or Season 10.
X2.
No later than that. Definitely X2, though. Well, almost certainly X2.
Yeah, basically this is the little tweet thing that came up. Admiral Tate asked, with the new kit system, might we see having an armor and EV suit slot? We have talked about it. This was Gecko. He responded, we have talked about it, no plans, but it's something I'd like to see. Lord Ice
And then
asked,
I actually misinterpreted that as a crafting question. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, let's ask another crafting question.
Yeah, and he said, will we see the ability to customize item mods? Because that'd be great. Rivera says, I don't know what that means. And then I asked,
because I was lagging too much.
I don't know what that means.
Tell him that I mean being able to add remove mods, i.e. SSR and the like. And then Rivera says, sounds like you are asking about a crafting question. We are not ready to talk about it. That's kind of like, you're not ready to talk about something as simple as that? Like, so
yeah, if what you're saying is if there were nothing going on, then the question would be a non-issue.
Yeah. So we're gonna get crafting
with X2.
More, I'm not gonna. Yeah, like a 75% chance we'll see that. Which I'd be happy because the crafting system is garbage. My thing and I think it was either brought up on Priority One, well, that's the only podcast I even listen to anymore, sadly, and I rarely listen to it. It was either that or
I listen to it when they interview a dev.
yeah, that's about it at this point. Or Starbase UGC, and I think it was Gecko was talking about something to do with crafting. Somebody mentions, what do you do with crafting? Because you only have two options. You make it more powerful than fleet gear, and then you piss all the fleets off. Because...
Or you make it less powerful than
Or
fleet
we
gear
could
and
craft
worthless.
better fleet gear.
Huh?
Or we could craft better fleet gear.
That's the thing that I would like to do, is being able to upgrade your fleet gear. That just makes sense.
I just want to customize the modules on my equipment. Like, replace all of the crappy damage mods with crit D, crit A, accuracy. Something
But see,
worth
then
having.
you have to draw a line, though. Because,
That's basically the way Tor handles it.
yeah, you have to draw this line. How many of X mod should you be able to put on X weapon?
Probably
So
depends
say-
on the quality of the weapon.
So let's say you have an ultra rare, which is a fleet quality,
That's 4 mods.
Ultraviolet.
4 mods. But say with the crafting, you upgrading your gear, so to speak, crafting better gear, do you let them add a mod? So say you could have 5 mods on any set of gear. This is completely not what's gonna. We
As
don't know what's
in-
gonna happen.
Making it so that you can add, like, upgrade the rarity, effectively.
Yeah. So this is my question.
Fucking nervous.
How
now.
many? So should we let somebody say have 5 crit D mods, or do we cap it at 3?
Probably
Like-
how they could handle it is diminishing returns if you're stacking multiple versions of the same thing.
But then that would make it less useful than other gear, which doesn't have diminishing return on mods.
It would have to have diminishing returns on all of it.
Yeah.
Which would
Because-
kind of help balance the game, to be quite honest.
Not really, because then at that point you don't... mind you, yeah, that makes sense. It does make sense to me. But you would piss a lot of... Oh, wait, my crit DX3 weapons no longer give me the plus 60, now they only give me plus 30? Like,
Well, maybe like plus 50.
but then that's not really... that's not predictable diminishing returns, because they have to be predictable. Like, when I put, say, 2 neutroniums, I know how much I'll get from those 2 neutroniums. Because it's a simple curve. But if it's like, oh, I put 2 and I have 35, and I put 3 and I have 50, what the fuck? So it would have to just make sense. But this game needs a better crafting system because no one crafts.
The only thing that was worth crafting was kits, and now they're not craftable.
And
the only
even,
reason they were worth crafting is because they didn't cost dilithium.
Well, the
Yeah,
only
What
thing
they need to do is take dilithium out of it, for one.
they won't.
that's not going to happen.
That's not
Why-
going to
why not?
happen.
It doesn't need to be there.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does, because everything in this game revolves around dilithium.
Yeah, that's how they keep the lights running. Like it or not, most of us
And
don't.
That doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. Like, I'm like, whatever about the dilithium. Stop shooting! Sorry. Oh god, my torpedo. I forgot that I had...
What pissed me off was that like getting the fucking unreplicatable materials is like fucking ludicrous.
10 and then 1,000.
Yeah, it's insanity. Like,
Yeah, it's like, give us... I obviously, they're not going to take out dilithium, but the prices need to be adjusted.
They need to be dropped, because
like,
some of
10
the...
dilithium is fine, but 1,000 is fucking out of line.
Like, if it was 10 and 100, who cares?
1,000 is like way beyond the bounds of reason.
Yeah. And some of them, like, the what's it called, needs, like, how many does it fucking need? I think you need 45 to get the Aegis set.
I actually thought it was like 57 total for like the entire set.
There are some things that if you want them require like 75 unreplicatable materials.
Well, I'm talking the uncommon ones. I don't... The common ones are cheap. I don't care if it takes, 100 of them, because that's only 1,000 dill. I'm talking the 1,000 ones, I think it should have been 1 day of grinding gets you the Aegis, one piece of Aegis gear. Not, 5 days? Almost 6 days of grinding to get one piece of gear?
Not quite.
Well,
like I said, it takes a week for the total set.
Yeah, okay, so...
I calculated that a long time ago.
So that's a lot of grinding for a set that's subpar, at best. It's a good
You could craft
level.
it for EC, because it's still worth like 9 mil EC a piece.
You could buy it off the exchange for...
Yeah, it's expensive as shit, and it's a terrible set. Like, I mean, the Jem'Hadar set's better. Well, no, it's not.
The Jem'Hadar set isn't...
It's
the
a good
engines are awesome.
Huh?
The engines on the Jem'Hadar set are awesome.
Yeah, they are, and they give you a cool purple trail. I don't know, there's just too much in this game that seriously, they need to go over a rework of prices.
So, crafting revamp, likely to come, likely to piss at least a few people off.
Everything they do is going to piss a few people off.
Yeah, it really depends on how they do it, would be my guess. Like, if it's well implemented, which it won't be when it first goes live.
At the very least, I'm hoping for something like Tor, where equipment is socketed. But...
Oh, where you could, like, the gems and shit, right?
Yeah.
Something...
Well,
like
you can like install different parts.
And that's actually that's actually kind of where my idea for the crafting system came from, is where you actually send your companion to actually create the stuff, which is why I was suggesting the duty officer system, because if you use duty officers, like, critical success would give you a really high chance to save a lot of materials. Regular success might return a little bit based on who you use. Basically make crafting more affordable based on the officers you use.
I don't want to, like, return materials. Every time I build something and, like, a part is missing, something bad happens.
Well, you're not returning a part because it wasn't used. You were returning a part because you found a more efficient way of doing it.
What was it? We built your new engine, sir. Awesome. But we kind of, killed everyone when we installed them. We forgot to put the safety on them.
It's like that. It's like that. It's like this one bit from the. Was it Diane Duane? Was she the one? I don't know if it was Diane Duane who wrote the New Earth books or not. I'll have to look for that. I'm not sure if it was her though, but there was in like the 6th book, they're like building a ship. They're building a new starship from the wreckage of, like, all the other starships that, like, come to this fucking place.
Is this a Star Trek book? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a Star Trek book. So they're building a new starship, like this ugly-ass new starship. Like, it doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to work. Because they've got no fucking defenses at this place. So, when they finish putting together the engine section, somebody comes up to the guy in charge and he has to let him know that they finally finished the secondary hull, but it's got no heads in it.
Oh dear.
It's 10 decks with no bathrooms.
That is an issue.
That sounds like an issue.
That sounds like the crafting system you just described. It's an efficient use of space. There's just no restrooms in it.
Well, there's no... If you remember the Galaxy class MSD, Jonathan Frakes talked about it, and he pointed to the only bathroom
that
on
only
the
had
Enterprise
one bathroom.
D. The Enterprise D had one bathroom.
Of course, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, we know it had more. It's a stupid thing to, like...
Yeah.
It was always kind of like a stupid thing. Like, where are the bathrooms on the ship? Who gives a shit? You know? But, yeah, anyways. We've gotten to, like, bathrooms from crafting. Moving on!
Yeah. What
no,
else? I mean,
no new faction in expansion 2.
how do we know that?
He said it.
Oh, that's
Someone said it.
Did
Okay.
somebody said it? I got that from you. Like,
I thought I heard someone say it. We're relatively certain that there's not going to be a new faction. At any rate. Even though they've also said that it's not going to be any smaller than Legacy of Romulus.
which probably means faction. Which if the no new faction thing is true, means likely faction agnostic content, like advancing the plot. If it's no smaller than Legacy of Romulus, that would be what it'd have to mean. So we're looking at more Schrodinger's protagonist stuff, but we're also looking at more single player PvE content, as well as probably a little bit of probably at least one more, hopefully at least one more environment like the battle zone. Can we have a ground Undine battle zone? Because that would be nice.
I hate finding the Undine on the ground.
They're allergic to fire.
They're allergic to the flamethrower.
Oh.
Plasma grenades, ahoy.
Yeah, with my
Plasma
new kit.
flamethrower, ahoy.
So, no new faction and no smaller than Legacy of Romulus. So hopefully plenty of single player missions. That'll be cool.
I don't want single player mission. I don't want any more single player. I want to come with my... either let us bring 2 captains, or let me bring at least 2 of my buffs.
Well, that's what I mean by...
Single player as in buffs.
Yeah, single player as in, like, solo
Full
story
awakening.
stuff.
Actually,
Yeah.
thinking about it, maybe they will actually do a lot of the... what's it called? Remasteries.
They were talking about remastering the Federation missions, especially the ones that are particularly reviled divided and in the Romulan storyline, and maybe even giving the Romulan missions a point and a reason to exist other than random shit in Romulan space. And I'm talking about the Federation Romulan missions, by the way. I'm not talking about the Romulan, the Romulan faction stuff, which is awesome. I'm talking about the Federation faction, like Romulan, like missions, which are not, which are so boring that it took me like over a year to cover them because I couldn't will myself to do it.
I go back and play a lot of... I go back to a lot of the story content in this game, because it is good. But, that Romulan, there's nothing fun about the Romulan missions.
I used to like Preemptive Strike because I was a huge fan of the overcharged sniper rifle.
That one was fun.
I used to like Preemptive Strike because I'm a huge fan of physics.
Huh?
What did Preemptive Strike have to do with physics?
The right people got it. The right people are nobody because nobody fucking remembers what I'm talking about. Anyways.
No. Oh, God. That shit rolling down. I don't remember.
So, what else? Possible exploration revamp. This is something they were talking about last year. That they would have to, like, save for, like, an expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Well,
And they were talking about opening up the Delta Quadrant. Like, last year as well.
Wouldn't mind.
I would actually like the Delta Quadrant.
I want to see more of the Krenum. Because I liked the Krenum.
But the Krenum, like, the thing that made the Krenum, like, an interesting enemy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It got like, wiped from existence. So, you'd literally just be, like, hanging out with the Krenum. You know?
Yeah.
You'd just be like,
So-
hi, we're the Krenum. What's up?
But I would really like to blow up the orange dreaded assholes. Yes, I'm racist. I don't like orange people. Sue me.
What orange? What?
Wait. What color were the...
what?
You mean the Talaxians?
Well, I would like to wipe them out. But, no, God.
I'll pay you.
The Season 1 Voyager.
You mean the Kazon? The guy,
Yeah.
the guy's so dumb the Borg wouldn't assimilate them.
Yeah, my bad. They're not orange.
They're brown.
Yeah. So I'm
They're
not
brown
saying.
people.
Yeah. No, I'm a racist. No, I just. No, I cannot stand
You
them. They're
racist bastard.
I know. The only thing
I'm
I
not
enjoyed.
racist. I just hate brown people.
The only thing I didn't like, or the only thing I liked about them were their ships were really badass looking. Kind of.
Their ships
Not
were
really.
supposedly really badass. If you like went to warp, they would run you down. But for some
only
reason, they
reason I
couldn't
wanna
do
see
it
them-
at like sublight.
The only reason I want to see them in the game is because their energy type would probably be Tetrion, and there isn't enough Tetrion people. Tetrion isn't used enough in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. Tetrion's used by 2 different enemies.
The Hirogen and...
Dolians.
Oh, right. Still, it's not really that much. Tetrion's a nice little concept. Wouldn't mind seeing more of it. If only.
I'd be surprised if they had any Tetrion stuff still running left. It's all
What is it?
broken.
They
They look for
gave
things
us-
to make them go. Where the hell even was I? We were bitching about the Krenim.
Yes.
So,
And me being a racist for hating orange people, who I found out,
We're brown.
and so I'm secretly a racist.
Hell Hydra.
Yeah, wait. I haven't seen the new movie, so I have no idea what that stupid meme's all about.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason I said screw Hydra, Hail Janeway.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one. That one was funny.
well,
well,
it's not just the movie, but it's also like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. I again haven't even watched that.
I wish
Downside,
I had.
downside, I don't watch TV. Upside, I don't watch TV. Oh God, my brain is dead. What were we talking about?
You're racist.
Moving
Oh.
on. So
Delta Quadrant exploration is what we were talking
yeah,
about.
like exploration revamp supposedly coming. Hopefully, like I am not expecting much.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the exploration revamp, I am full on expecting them because they were talking about like ripping out the system as it is now, which is fine
Yeah.
by me. If
Yeah.
like I made the grind to like tier 4 diplomacy before there was a DOF system
So did I.
to easy mode it. So
I
good
did not-
riddance.
I can say I did not. I got to tier 3. I was like so close to tier 4 when I finally said fuck it and completely stopped playing STO. So there's that. Yeah, it does. God bless you, I think.
Sorry,
It-
that was a cough.
It does need work.
But like this is still not going to like I can guarantee you this is still not going to be what was promised when the game was in development. In development, like it was going to be one of the promises was that you would be able to like find, and I think what they were hinting at was some sort of procedural generation of worlds
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
you
you
could like
have that
share the
with the
locations with fleet mates, and they could visit them, and there would be some kind of benefit to visiting these places.
That would be so much better than what we have.
Anyways, like I'm hoping for procedural generation. I know it won't. That's not going to be what happened. What's going
as long
to
as
take
it's not
place?
the kill 5x, scan 5x.
That is exactly what it's going to be.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Stop
it
being
is.
So freaking pessimistic.
I'm not being like it's not that I'm being pessimistic. It's that after X years of like cryptics
Antics?
I know kind of what to expect a little. Like, I know what I expect out of them at this point. And,
Andrew, someone killed the Gorn. We don't have to do it anymore.
No.
like, I know what I expect out of them, and I'm not... And I am expecting, like, a broader version of what is in-game now. As the exploration... like, that will be the exploration revamp, and they'll say they've completely fixed it. And Maybe I am being pessimistic, but I am.
Sadly, you're. Oh.
I'm thinking of
Garrett-
what would probably be the most cost-effective, which is which when you look at, because they go on and on about metrics, and that's their guiding star. So
Can I be real though?
sure.
Garrett Wang said he's gonna be in STO.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. STO is going to have some Wang. We covered that last episode. Or last time.
Stowe's going to be showing a little Wang.
It's going to have a very pretty Wang.
You know, I wanted to smack the crap out of Alch when he said that to me.
I face Paul.
You see the reason why, the origin of the Wang jokes is not simply because the man's name is Garrett Wang. The origin of the Wang jokes is because Garrett Wang was leaving Voyager when the producers suddenly found out he had been voted one of the world's 100 most beautiful people.
I thought it was 50 most.
Or
No,
50
it's 100 most.
Yeah, it was 100.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
100.
he was voted one of the 100 most beautiful people in the world by what was it, like People or Times?
It was people. I think SF Debris talked about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So
That's why I
instead
got
of getting rid of them, because the plan was to get rid of them and like have Jerry Ryan as the character
the new smart guy.
yeah, as the new like operations person, which is what she turned into anyways, and Harry Kim was just off screen all the time.
As was everyone that ever had a job.
It's like so like they kept Garrett Wang because apparently Wang was in high demand, and that was the joke.
They needed more Wang.
They needed to show Wang every week to keep the ratings up.
They needed to show a little. Oh my. Okay, enough with the horrible dick jokes. Find something new to. Come here for real serious Star Trek Online talk and dick jokes. Only on our roundtables. Okay.
You better hope Inveculus never sees these.
I'm
Oh,
going
God.
to send this to Invictus the day it's uploaded.
Yeah, me too.
Just like, do you remember when the cruisers got comrades? As soon as I got home, I sent that to Inveculus. Paraphrasing it. Inveculus, Cryptic officially hates you.
So, well, okay.
So Garrett Wang's going to be in STO. Here's the thing. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Like, although
he going to go back in
he's
time?
acted in other stuff, so we know. So, correct me if I'm wrong. He's acted in other stuff, and I don't remember anything terribly negative being said about his acting in other.
It's just that
in other
his character
things.
wasn't used very well.
Like
it
thing
really.
the thing
Oh,
that he
sorry,
likes to refer the thing that he said was that they were deliberately told to act bland on Voyager.
Yeah, I have. You know what? Poor dumb Harry. Hopefully he's at least finally made it to captain.
Probably, considering the Rhode Island's in the game.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's actually in the game,
Yeah.
too. Gosh, fucking right. I really hope he captains it as well.
Captions.
Shut up. Oh god. I'm happy
Watch
about
Harry
that.
Kim still be an ensign.
Oh, that would be a funny
He'll
joke.
die and come back as an ensign. Watch.
Oh my god.
He will be reborn as a red shirt.
Poor dumb
He'll
Harry.
die and be replaced by an ensign Harry Kim from a parallel reality.
Didn't that already happen once?
Yeah.
That's the joke.
He will die and be replaced by Ensign Harry Kim again.
Okay, so we need.
And nobody will care, just like in that episode.
Magic reset.
Nobody gave a shit.
Gotta love that reset button. With Voyager, that reset button was like, it lost its red color and the reset everything. It was just like a worn out, broken button at the end of that show.
It killed
It was
the
like the
franchise
rubber
with
on
reset.
on the analog stick of my 360. It's just like worn. It's
Yeah,
just like
pretty
hard
damn
Garrett Wang back. He'll undoubtedly be involved in X2.
Oh yeah.
Because he wasn't in Season 9.
The poor bastard will be captaining a Nova class in the fucking Delta Quadrant.
You know, I have one thing. I don't.
Although
really
he can one-shot a Negvar, so...
The Nova is a badass ship. And
Well, the Rhode Island is a badass ship. There was an entire two-parter devoted to how the Nova was not a badass ship.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rhode Island is... I actually have the Fleet Rhode Island. And I fly it.
That's probably going to be the variant they use, is like the upper-tier fleet variant.
It literally says in ESD, if you look at the ships circling, Rhode Island is one of them.
So he's not in the Delta Quadrant?
No, he's in orbit of Earth Space Dock.
Yeah, the Starfleet hasn't left for the Delta Quadrant yet in story. They undoubtedly will, because we got to find out who the Voth are fighting.
The Borg.
The Borg. Or the... No.
It's not the Undine.
No. Yeah, no, but the Borg...
They know of the Undine, but it was clear that they know of the Undine from, like, the... what was it? A Step Between Stars.
Whereas the Reputation stuff actually has a cutscene where there's a Citadel taking fire from what sounds to be like Borg plasma.
That's true. You do see the green flame, or the green plasma. I hope it's not the Borg, because fuck the Borg. I've killed so many Borg at this point.
Unless they assimilate
remember
Voth.
what I told you, what I found on Tribble?
What's that?
When I was Tribble testing Season 8, there was apparently a Voth career mob that would give you, like, a story accolade. Apparently, the Borg assimilated a Unimatrix command ship. No, not a Unimatrix. The Borg assimilated...
Holy shit, they assimilated it twice?
No, they assimilated a Voth Fortress ship.
Yeah, they assimilated the...
Voth Fortress ship 97 has been assimilated.
That
it was literally 97.
would be an awesome PvE queue.
Yes!
Fighting the assimilated Fortress ship.
It's like... the Borg just show up in the Alpha Quadrant. Okay, fucking kill this.
Yeah, right? Like, that would be the greatest... Oh my god.
That would be friggin' awesome. Just like a PvE, like a STF where you're fighting a fortress ship that's being escorted by fucking Unimatrix ships. Oh, that would be cool.
God.
Can you please like not Alch?
That would be fucking awesome.
Oh god, it would. Oh god. You mean the Breach, but, you know, fun?
The Breach, but like in stages where you'd have to like break through their escorts before you get to the main ship.
Oh my god.
You mean like a cross between Hive and Breach?
Mm-hmm. So much fun, dude.
Break through their support and like get to the fortress ship and then board, like not like fly through the fortress ship again, but like board it.
Oh my god, that'd be actually have to board it.
Epic.
So you have to take out, what is it, the Vinculum?
Yeah.
Vinculum. And STO gets the Vinculum and the central plexus confused, I think. Because the central plexus connects the ship to the collective, and the Vinculum connects the drones to each other.
Oh, well... Oh, but I think the Vinculum, when they blew that up in, what is it, Assimilated?
Not anymore.
Yeah. That's why I say they get it confused in this game.
Yeah, but it's not anymore because you don't blow up the Vinculum in Assimilation.
Upload it.
Yeah, you upload a virus.
Yeah.
Because I've played Assimilation about 100 times, even in the new version, because it gives you purple kits and purple modules.
Which is pretty disturbing when you think about it, because that's like the minds of everybody connected.
Yeah.
We uploaded a virus into everybody's minds.
Oh, dear God.
It's better than assimilating the entire planet. I think that's going to be an in-joke. They assimilated the air, man.
Well, like it fucking matters by the end of it.
Yeah, because with the new version, spoilers, kaboom!
Spoilers, kaboom!
Luca probably just started playing STO again, and he got to that cutscene, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
Wait, what cutscene?
The
You haven't
cutscene.
played a Gathering
Okay,
Darkness,
you
yet,
haven't.
have
You haven't
No,
played.
if you guys spoil it for me, I'm gonna kill you. But we should totally play the Spoiling Darkness after the RT.
Sure.
I'm in ISE at the moment.
So can I ask this question?
Mhm.
What are your I'll answer mine last. What are your hopes and wishes for NXT
An XT.
or
The wrestling
X2?
show?
Shut up. What do you really want them to do with the next?
I want a crafting revamp to make crafting worthwhile because I love
Okay.
crafting.
Are we
I
talking
am-
about like? Are we talking about like me being a pragmatist and or pessimistic, or dreaming the impossible dream?
Dream the impossible dream,
we've
man.
done the impossible dream and it's never come to be. How about somewhere in between the impossible dream and what?
What we want that is still plausible.
Okay.
Yeah, what more than likely is gonna happen? But
All right.
what do you just really want?
What do I really want? All right. So what I really want, and bear in mind this isn't the impossible dream version of this, is a region of space where objectives and missions are procedurally generated in such a way so that it is not like the same. It is not the interchangeable crap that we've been dealing with from exploration forever. Like in a way where it is actual exploration, where you're going like, like where
Exploring
nobody's
strange
gone
new
before,
worlds?
basically,
Yeah.
like exploring new worlds and like running into weird situations. They don't have to be particularly lengthy, they don't have to be particularly intricate, but they do have to be interesting, and that's the problem with exploration as it is right now.
Yeah,
It's not interesting at all. It's boring.
It's far from interesting. I mean, the only reason I even did it when the game first launched was to help me level up, because that was, that's one of the ways
You
to
don't
level
even
up.
need to do that anymore.
I did it for
Yeah.
dilithium, and beforehand I did it for emblems. And
No, I did it. Yeah, what is it? The Explore the Betraying Cluster.
yeah, like you got like badges of exploration and like marks of
that you could turn in
exploration
for
and
mark-
emblems
You could turn in for like Mark 12 weapons and good gear. Yeah,
and
I
a
love
dreadnought.
that.
If you were a desperate bastard who ground like 500 of them, 3 at a time.
3 at a fucking
Get a
time.
store ship.
Oh my gosh.
But
It sounds like tickets at an arcade.
That's basically what they added up to.
I just kicked myself. It kind of hurt. But aside from that, like at the very least, I'd like at the very least out of crafting, I'd like the ability to create like base items of varying quality, and depending on that quality, be able to socket various kinds of components to improve the performance of something.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least.
Right? At the very, just the most basic of things. That's, yeah. I really want to see some... I want to see something done to the ships. Oh, and one thing
You mean a ship tier revamp?
Yeah, kind of, but also maybe...
That's something that you can file under Impossible Dream category.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
I know
it's been
you're
posted on the forums.
I really just want this game. I want a lot, but I don't know how to like say what I want. I want crafting for sure. We need a better crafting system. I'd like the DOS system to be maybe looked at a little bit, because it needs a little bit of work. My biggest
I wouldn't
issue...
mind it being a little easier to rank up commendations.
I want a faction rep.
You want a what? Oh,
I want a faction rep with like faction sets and faction gear.
Yeah.
And actual benefits.
Yeah, we've talked about this one before. Where why isn't there like
your reputation with Starfleet Command, As in, you
Yeah.
start off the game as a captain, and you level up as a level, and you rank up in your reputation
Yeah.
as a rank star.
Well, there was something that
Or
was ripped down. I think it was by Cryptic. I only got to read just a little bit of it before it was ripped down.
Mm-hmm.
Someone did some really deep data mining in STO, and they found Mark 14 gear and the terms Dahar Master and...
that was probably
Yeah.
when they were initially developing the level
This-
60.
Dude, this was
That's-
this was 2 weeks before Season 9 launched.
Yeah.
This was data mining done, because it showed everything that was in the Undine lockbox, and it showed very basic things of, like, names, Mark 14...
So we're going to get a level cap increase.
That's probably coming with the skill revamp that's supposedly coming with either the
Season
X2
10
or
or-
Season 10.
I think he wants the skill revamp for NXT and X2. I don't know why I keep calling it NXT and Next.
I don't know, but does it involve Daniel Bryan?
There's a lot of stuff that I really want. I don't think I'll ever see, but I want. I want the way ship weapons are equipped to be a little different.
I like.
Now, oh, go ahead.
For me, that's all fine. Because like, if you've ever played like Starfleet Command, or Starfleet Command 3, it's all like the way ships are equipped is straight out of Starfleet Command 3.
Oh, okay.
So that's like that's fine. But I'm talking what they really need to do is focus on, for one, move shit along already.
Yes, please give us more story.
Move along.
Like,
Move along.
move shit along. Because, okay, so they redid the Borg Undine missions, and good. Holy
Yeah.
shit, I played through I recorded the Undine missions
Oh, really?
before
Awesome
the
stuff.
patch hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a lot of stupid stuff in
He
those
invited
missions.
you to come with him, Andrew.
that's right. I was
Like-
so...
I suffered alone.
I'm so sorry, Al.
And,
I love
like,
you.
those
I love
missions,
you,
like,
I'm
hurt
sorry.
At
me
least he
deep.
had me for the Borg missions.
Yeah, the Undine missions from back... Oh, God, they were terrible. They were... terrible is an understatement for how bad they were.
Like, there was
it
actually
bad?
a moment...
Was it worse than season 1
There was a moment in
Enterprise?
Fluid Dynamics, in the old version of
Yes.
Fluid Dynamics, where, like, I legitimately thought the mission had broken.
Oh, God.
Like, that the Gekli that you're supposed to follow for, like,
Yeah.
the rift was broken and wouldn't
Yeah,
I
pass.
actually found it broken because it wouldn't
Yeah.
move.
And, like,
Yeah.
there was this moment where I was just kind of, like, laughing, like, okay, oh, this is how it ends.
This is how it ends.
This is how it ends. The mission's broken. This is great. I was,
know this
like,
is going to
just
sound
laughing.
really, really, really bad. I think the Cardassian arc needs to go.
That is really bad. You're right.
Some of the missions aren't half bad.
Most. Here's the thing: is the Cardassian arc, for a lot of people who were playing the game at launch, like the Klingon arc was okay, and then the Romulan arc happened, and people were like, "Shit." Like after, especially after Divided and Para rolled around, and everybody was raging about it because it was awful. And then, they spend the entire Romulan storyline getting bored, and then they get to the Cardassian stuff, and it's like, holy shit. Because,
Something that isn't fucking terrible.
yeah, the Cardassian missions were,
No,
they were, for a lot of people, they were the thing that finally made STO worth the price of admission.
that's the thing. The Cardassian missions are good, but they don't make sense to the story.
Anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why the Klingon missions didn't either. But then
They
they
made
redid
a little
them.
more sense because we were at war with them.
Yeah, but then they redid them. So I fully expect a lot of these missions to get remade.
See, that's the thing. I'd be happy if they were remade and made, a little more sense to the story as a whole. Because now they did a good job with fixing the first missions. Ow!
What the hell?
I just got hit for 183,000 damage.
On the ground?
By what?
The planet killer.
Oh.
I'm in this.
You mean it actually did damage? Holy shit.
My shields were down. Yeah, it didn't like me all of
You're
a
in
sudden.
Viscous Cycle, you poor bastard.
I love Viscous Cycle. It's easy as shit.
It's easy,
I
but it's
like
laggy.
I'm not. This is the weird part. I'm not lagging at all.
I lag like crazy.
Normally, this mission does cause me to have some massive lag, but now it's like, all right, I'll be cool with you. I think my internet. But anyway, the planet killer is called Object. That's nice.
I hate the Mako commander in that mission.
They're not. Oh, they're annoying as shit.
It's, here's like every time, they never stop. Like
No.
they never shut up. Especially at the one where you have to like keep beaming in reinforcements.
Yeah, I hate that. That's the one. That's the one I'm on right now.
Because like
Uh,
every time, like has anybody ever seen Down Periscope? The answer's no.
on Periscope. I know the movie, but no, I haven't watched it.
All right, so it's a sub movie starring like Kelsey Grammer. It has Rob Schneider in it as like this Navy dive
Oh,
sergeant.
hold up. I know this one. This is the War Games one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that fucking movie.
So like every time that Mako commander goes like opening the doors, like I keep thinking of Rob Schneider deliberately like playing a character who he's deliberately playing it as like an irritating asshole as opposed to like typical Rob Schneider like irritating. Who like every time he like is like where he's like shouting like prepare for dive, and he's doing it deliberately to portray this character as like this irritating dumbass. But here's like this Mako character playing it straight, never shutting up, like every friggin' time.
I'm surprised he doesn't say prepare for a dive considering you're in a fluid.
It's like I was spending the entire time the first time I was in Viscous Cycle going, I hate you.
You know what's funny? He's not a Mako commander. He's a 8472 commando.
Why do we have Mako?
Because 8472 is more important, I guess. It's who we are fighting. He's wearing the right armor.
Yeah,
Yes, but
he's
that's
wearing
still
the armor,
what Mako's for.
yeah, that's what Mako was
Yeah,
for.
no. Exactly, Mako, but no, fuck Mako.
Apparently.
Why am I... I hate this game sometimes, sorry. No, yeah, those guys, he gets really... Hey, we need some reinforcements. I'm kind of getting shot at by
and of
12
course, like if you're trying to beam him in over the smokestacks, there's a good chance they will kill you.
Oh, what do you mean a good chance? That's how I just died.
The smokestacks will end you.
Yes! It's like, wait, why am I taking 12,000 damage? What? Oh, thanks. You guys are assholes.
Just imagine all of the dots from all of the fluidic bubbles. 12,000 damage per second.
I've brought
No,
this
I'm
up with ice, by the way, but the bubbles slowing you down in fluidic space makes absolutely no goddamn
Absolutely no
sense.
The
fucking
bubbles
sense.
being in fluidic space makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, the same thing with them disappearing in and out of fluidic space. It's like, so you're going to normal space to come back to fluid. Isn't that like a huge drain an unnecessary drain on your resources,
It
dude?
makes more, like, them doing that makes more sense than the Iconians having a gateway in fluidic space just because.
Yeah, wait, is that thing still there in the
No.
updated missions? No?
There is no ground in fluid dynamics now. And fluid dynamics is a light in the dark and fluid dynamics put together now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, Alk, when you find out about the faked alpha and beta quadrant ships, you do see something that looks like a gateway behind them, but it looks to be like one of those temporary ones that like doesn't
Yeah, it
have
looks like a
walls
rift,
on it.
more like a dimensional rift, and not like the Iconians built a gateway in fluidic space just to have a gateway in fluidic space. But it's a gateway in fluidic space, so where the fuck could it take you except elsewhere in fluidic space? Because it's in fluidic space. It's in another fucking universe.
Yeah. It's in another freaking dimension.
So where the hell is it going to take you but fluidic space?
We have to
Because-
go deeper.
Maybe it goes to like diamond space. Who the fuck knows?
It's like, it makes
Oh,
no
oh.
sense!
You are not making sense,
It's
sir.
like, I was actually got into it wasn't really an argument, but there was like a briefly heated discussion with somebody about like about that sort of stuff, where I like brought up like this really stupid. Well, he brought up like how like the Iconians had like a reputation as mustache twirlers.
Yeah.
And my response was, they have that reputation because of stuff that is no longer canon to the game because A Light in the Dark no longer exists.
Which
And
is
then
The return, and like they don't show up in the return now.
oh,
yeah, because the return is now where angels fear to tread, and
Yeah.
it's the starting mission.
Yeah.
we should definitely go through them. All right, that's 69 marks.
Yeah, that
So-
can be an addition to this roundtable.
Yeah.
So they removed their ridiculous mustache twirling, then added ridiculous mustache twirling later.
I'm at 26,000 of 32.5 for my rep. If you were curious, what does the tier 3 give you?
By the way, I'm pugging case at the moment, so if I start screaming in agony and suffering, you know why.
Okay. I think it's time to start wrapping this up.
So,
Yeah.
fleet plugging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
fleet
Fleet pugging.
Plugging.
Yeah, we can like fleet. If you want to be in a fleet that pugs, we can do that too. So special tactics is recruiting. We are currently.
We really need people.
He said it.
All right.
I wasn't
guys,
going to put it in exactly those words, but okay. Special
and
tactics.
always remember this, guys. Temporal Directive is not actively recruiting members because we have entirely too many. We are allied with Special Tactics, and if you ever need anything, if you wanted to say get something shiny, you're always welcome. I'm always on. I'm always easily reachable. So there you go. It's nice having join Special Tactics. They need help.
Yeah, we need a lot of help. We're currently working on our development
Tier 2.
upgrade for the
Once we
dilithium
have
mine,
that,
and once
we'll
that's done, we'll have the tier 2 dilithium mine project.
And then we'll get the tier 3 starbase.
Yeah, and then we'll start working on getting the tier 3 industrial fabricator to get the elite weapons available. Elite weapons and armor, I think,
Yeah.
available.
Weapons is engineering tier 3.
Yeah.
And I think armor is science?
Weapons and armor are engineering, shields are science.
Yeah, unlocks. Oh yeah, fleet ground weapons and fleet armor. You're right. And again, like I've said, Temporal Directive, we have tier 5 and tier 3 everything, and we are willing to share. We don't ask a penny for anybody to come on, whether you're in Special Tactics or not. I don't give out my in-game handle. If you need to get a hold, leave a message in the comments, and maybe I'll get to you.
We'll hook you up.
So if you want to help out
Yeah.
with Special Tactics with any of the projects, and I probably already put this plug in the introductory Fleet Ops video that I'm going to put before like the Borg and the Onion stuff completely breaks my mind. So if you want to help out Special Tactics with any of these things, you can send me you can leave a comment or send me an in-game mail at Alchemisted in Star Trek Online and ask to be recruited, and I shall recruit you, and you can help
And we
build
won't-
Origin
we won't-
Starbase.
We won't come to your house and hit you with a trank gun and tie a balloon to get you in the fleet. We promise.
Yeah.
No, we won't abduct you with a Fulton balloon. We won't like bring.
We won't do that yet.
We won't recruit you into MSF yet.
Maybe a little later.
We won't assimilate you into our collective.
But yeah, like Alex said, join Special Tactics. They need the help.
We need things to make us go.
Yes.
No, more like we need things to make everything go boom. Uh,
we need things to make people's lives easier, so they can just come to a fleet starbase and not deal with the overcrowded regular starbases.
yeah.
So one more point on my list, and then we can um, you guys can add whatever you wish to the end of this. So, Rise of the Red Shirt. This is something that I want to talk about. So the reason why Rise of the Red Shirt has not started yet, and I need to stop beating up my microphone, is this game is getting progressively more and more demanding to run. The engine is not very optimized to start with, and what that means is massive amounts of chugging.
Yeah.
Even in I was playing submissions with Luca Poli earlier, and just standing on the Origin Bridge, I was chugging. I was having, in some cases, to do the old trick of disabling the UI. And once I disabled the UI, the game, all the 3D elements and effects ran completely smoothly. So there's something dodgy with the UI again that's slowing the game down. Again. So that means that Rise of the Red Shirt is going to be incredibly impractical to record because the quality will not be very good.
Yeah.
Because you'll see it when I was recording with Ice. I was having some trouble recording some of the old Borg missions.
Because you're running Skype, you're running the game, and you're recording.
Yeah.
And it just can't do all of it.
Yeah, I can't do all of it. So we are now at the point where if I wish to continue doing Rise of the Red Shirt and have a certain level of quality to it, I'm going to need to upgrade. So until that I can do that, Rise of the Red Shirt is on hold until I have a more powerful baseline PC that I can improve. So I'm going to be looking for that.
So I'm going to add two simple things. I might be able to help you with that once I have the other computer built. But the other thing, this is for STO, starting on the 16th of May, which is a little less than 2 weeks away, we're getting the featured series rerun. And if you don't know what this is,
When was this announced?
Shh, let me talk. A little less than 2 weeks from now, we'll be getting the featured episode rerun. It runs from the 16th to the 27th, according to the STO in-game calendar. And if you don't know what this was, or if you weren't around the last time, if you haven't done any of the 4 featured episode series, you can now claim the unique reward that you get at the end of the 5th mission. But the more important thing, you get 15 Lobi per day per account. You cannot do this on every character and get 15 Lobi a bajillion times. You do it one time, get 15 Lobi, you wait 20 hours, do it again. The awesome thing about this, if you do the Breen mission, I think it's Cold Comfort.
The second to last one.
It's the second to last one.
Stupidly short.
It is... No, it's not Cold... Yeah, it's Cold Comfort. It's the third mission in the arc. It is a quick mission. You can... The walkthrough is incredibly simple. It takes 5 minutes.
There's just one dialogue puzzle.
Yeah, it's one... Again, it's incredibly easy. There's a write-up on the wiki page for it. It's 15 Lobi per day. You get, I think, almost 200 Lobi for the entire time of doing it, and it's free. You only have to run one 10-minute mission a day. You get 15 Lobi. Worth it just to log in for that 5 minutes, get a rep thing going, get your 15 Lobi, and log off.
How many days does that last?
It's the 16th through the 27th of this month. According to the STO in-game calendar, there isn't anything actually released.
Okay, so it's just over 10 days.
Yeah, just over 10 days. So you get 150 Lobi. Which, if you're opening boxes at the average of 4 Lobi a box, is, I think, almost $20 worth of Lobi. If not more. No, it's closer to $60 worth of Lobi at the average of 4 Lobi per... 4 Lobi per box. So yeah, worth it. Dill Weekend was just over, And then after, we have this funny little thing called the Shuttle Event Weekend. And that starts on May 29th and ends on June 2nd. And this is the one that makes me laugh really hard. All shuttle queues have increased rewards this weekend. There are also new shuttle versions of several exciting queues, including No Win Scenario and Fleet Alert. Check the PvE queues to see the new events.
Fleet Alert might be
Shuttle
fun.
no win.
Yeah, shuttle no win scenario. I
will be Twitch streaming. I'm not going to lie this. I am going to Twitch stream the no-win scenario runs in shuttles.
watch it be easier.
Well, I mean, I was 3 ships away from beating Wave 10 of no-win. I have Wave 9 beat, but I really, really want to do this shuttle no-win. That looks like, oh my god!
Andrew, just a heads up. I've got a Jem'Hadar Dreadnought in this case, Pug, that would make you proud.
Oh, good. But yeah, those two, really look out for that Lobby weekend. That is well worth the 10-minute login time if you play the game. And it's almost enough for one of the awesome Lobby consoles that you can get.
I might
So-
actually get the Mark 12 Jem'Hadar ground
Don't.
system. My bridge off.
You do that, and I will smack the crap out of you. I will reach through this mic and hurt you.
It's not that bad, is it?
It's horrible.
Damn. I'll figure out something to do with 200 Lobby.
I'll buy a
Anyway.
bunch of relativity stasis pistols.
I'm gonna get the fluidic anti-proton wrist lance. Anyway.
Oh, you mean the
that's-
Kamehameha?
Yeah, it looks cool.
You mean that thing Egan one-shots everybody with?
Anywho,
Something I literally I thought of mentioning, but I didn't. So one of the new traits in the new lockbox is Adrenal Release, which is literally a Kaioken.
oh god,
It's the Kaioken from Dragon Ball Z. It
It-
looks like
it-
the Kaioken from Dragon Ball Z.
and guess
You
what?
shout Kaioken?
It is one of the most broken things in this game as a tactical officer. I used the Mako shotgun, and I ran up, hit every tactical buff, and basically one-shotted the mini boss in what the hell is that mission? Infiltration. It was hilarious. But downside, as a tactical officer, you become very, 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 very little squishy. Like,
Yeah.
someone looks at you wrong, you will die.
Like someone sneezes on you, you die.
Yeah.
But you have a Kaioken, and you can fire energy beams from your hands now.
Yes, because... Okay. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna... Since
Well,
you guys
we're
are
about
up-
to wrap up anyway.
Yeah, we're wrapping
Yeah.
up anyways. So
No,
that
but-
was aimless
Season 8, Season 9.
Season
Roundtable.
8, Season 9 roundtable that was way longer in the second half than it was in the first.
That was 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's not that bad. It's been much worse.
Yeah, the 4-hour roundtable.
So we're going to wrap this up and go do stuff. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
So take it easy.